All right. Good morning. Cindy, let's clap. Come on. Good morning. God bless you guys. It is a Feel Good Friday, January 26th, 2024, 33 minutes after the hour. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with the Queen, SennyJ, and the Queen, Miss Miko. Uh, Please like and share, follow the Shawn Harvey Morning Show, and subscribe on all social media platforms. We truly appreciate you. It's the only place where you get that morning love, but most importantly, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. City J, God bless. Good morning. Good to see you, young lady, looking well. Uh, Good morning, and how are you?
Good morning, Sean. I'm doing great. Good morning to everybody listening. We have an amazing show for you today on this Feel Good Friday. We're going to get started with Senny Says, where I will let you know everything that is going on in Hollywood and entertainment news. We're also going to have Front Page News with SennyJ, where I will let you know what is going on locally, nationally, and globally. So you want to make sure you stick around for that.
Of course, we want you to stick around for that. And exciting news, guys. You know, again, we're 100% committed. We didn't cancel the show. We are like, it's like, guys, when school is, when it's a delayed opening for school 2 hours because of the weather or something's gone, something's uncontrollable in society, whatever. This is what this is.
Oh, that's what this is.
This is a delayed school opening. But we are here and we are happy to be here and we appreciate you guys. And thanks so much for tuning in. Cindy, we're going to jump right into this.
Yes.
Please like and share the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team on all media. You know, we got a lot to talk about. So, Cindy, let's just jump right into it right now. We truly appreciate you. Oh, wait, before you jump into it, let me say something.
Wow. Let me share the show first. Let me let people know we're here.
Yeah, if you don't mind. Everybody, we're here. Uh, I got some traveling to do this weekend, CJ.
Okay.
And it's weird when I'm about to say one of the locations that I'm going to, even in the times that we live in today. I'm going up to upstate New York, SennyJ, where this place has terrible to no phone reception.
What?
And the place is absolutely sold out.
Wow.
And I've done this event, I did it last year. I didn't do it the year before. I do this event on a regular basis. And I'm so appreciative to the promoters who have this event. These are like one of the greatest promoters in the New York area of all time. And I say that seriously because they've been promoting for like 40 years.
Wow.
And these are the type of guys that drop a flyer and everything sells out. And this, as a matter of fact, the name of the promotion group is Black and Gold Entertainment. Mike Green calls in onto the show all the time. Well, he hasn't called in a while, but he does.
Right.
And they are doing a weekend event at this place called Villa Romo. And I'm not talking about the quarterback from the Dallas Cowboys. But in this particular location, SennyJ in upstate New York, it's a lot of farmland up there. For some reason, I have T-Mobile, but it really doesn't matter. It's bad cell phone service up there. I mean, everybody, whatever cell phone carrier you have, it just doesn't work. So my question is, have you guys been to locations where the cell phone doesn't work? They don't really have a plan. There's no Wi-Fi to connect to. You got to pay these extra charges to make phone calls. Some people just give up and just don't make phone calls. In the times that we live in today, we need to communicate with our loved ones and our family members 24/7. But Cindy, and like I said, I give these promoters like the number one of most respect. They sell these events out, 500 to 1,000 people in the building. Maybe more than this weekend, maybe more than 1,000. They're heading up there now on a bus. And our beloved chat room member, Jay Bottoms is always in the Buttons is always in the chat room. He's going up there.
Oh, okay.
And these people know that, the cell phone service is not good. It has nothing to do with the promoters. The event is a terrific event. Like, this is a staple event. This event is almost traditional, SennyJ.
Right.
But it's also would probably deter people from going to this event knowing that there's no cell phone service or there's limited cell phone service. Because people, if you tell people beforehand, because I don't know if you've ever been caught up in a situation where you went to a resort or you went away for the weekend and that particular location has no service or limited service, or you have to call your courier service to provide more internet or whatever, or Wi-Fi. And
Not
people
provide
still
more
go.
internet. Mm-hmm.
People still go. That's a great testament to the promoters. But Cindy, before we start the show, have you been in a situation where you went away or you went somewhere and everything was dope? The location was beautiful, the place was great, and everything was good. But your cell phone service, there was some liability with your cell phone service. Have you
Yeah.
ever been through that? Because I've been through that. Have you been through that, SennyJ?
Yeah. I was like that when me and Miko went on our cruise. I was paid for full whatever highest Wi-Fi for all the days, and it wasn't working. And I was pissed off. And what are they gonna do? They're like, oh well, I don't know. Turn your phone off and turn it back on. Like, please. So
Hold
I
on.
actually, it's very annoying.
Let's dive a little deeper in that real quick. And guys, welcome to the show. Any place on earth where you get your morning start right. This is the late session. This is the late session. This is the 2-hour delay. This is the two. Come on in the chat room, guys. And good morning to all everybody in the chat room. God bless you guys.
What did you say?
Cindy, when you went on your cruise, you talk about you got the top tier package and you still couldn't, could you go on WhatsApp?
I mean, it was just spotty. Like, yeah, the internet was working, but it wasn't at full speed. I was waiting like an hour for one page to load. It was very slow. And then you know what they say? Well, when there's a lot of people on the server, it can go slow. Like, no. Y'all are just, or I go to not even on trips. When you go to like restaurants or certain places, they're like, oh, Wi-Fi is available. No, it's not. You turn on that Wi-Fi, you can't get a damn signal nowhere. Or you get the signal, but like your pages aren't loading. It's super glitchy. Like, what is that about? I think it's fake. I don't think they're providing Wi-Fi. I think they're just, because they want to say that to people to entice them to come to their establishment. But they know the Wi-Fi is janky.
City,
I don't be trusting them.
Wait, before we move on, and guys, welcome to the show. Any place on where you get your morning start right. Let me dive a little deeper in this, as you would say. Cindy, what cruise line did you go on when you had this anemic Wi-Fi situation? What was the name of the cruise line?
It was MSC.
Okay. Now, Cindy, I went on a cruise after you guys. I cruised on the Section 8 of cruises. That's Carnival Cruise Line.
Not the Section 8.
Yeah, but Carnival, they turn up. Everybody's in the building. All the neighbors are there. It's a good look. And Cindy, when I was on Carnival, did you pre-register your Wi-Fi before you arrived on your cruise? Or did you get to did you purchase the cell service when you was on the ship?
No, we did it before. Like when you're picking like your drink package and all that other stuff. Yeah, that's when we did it.
Yo, Princess said you're serious right now. Yeah, yo, Princess, that's my fault, man. I went out my wife and I did an overnight and it was a lot of turn up last night.
Oh.
Now,
y'all guys better be happy we on.
Exactly.
We could go off.
That's right.
Just be thankful.
So, Cindy, you purchased the package before you got on the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did the same thing, and let's say I can't remember what the package amount was, but let's say it was $100, right? So I didn't purchase the top of the line. I purchased the second. I choose the silver package instead of the gold for $100. But Cindy, the moment we got on the ship, that $100 that we paid for prior to getting on the ship, it was like $1.37. But Cindy, I had no problems with the Wi-Fi on Carnival Cruise. It actually worked. I send text messages. I make quick phone calls. I did video chat. I was on social media. And maybe it was the cruise line that you're on.
Maybe. I don't know. But it's happened multiple places. Like, I hate, like, why do I have to go outside to catch a signal to get some Wi-Fi when you guys say it's included? I don't like that. So good luck to these people going on this trip.
Well, welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning start right. I said we were totally 100% committed in the month of December. We're in January. I said that, and we are. Thank God for Jesus. We're starting late, but we're in the building, and we're not canceling the show. All right, Cindy, let's start the show. Good morning, everybody. We truly appreciate you. We're going to bring that morning smoke right now. Listen, if you ever put it on one chat room, if you ever went to a location over the weekend or overnight, had no cell phone service and the Wi-Fi was done and you couldn't communicate with anybody. That's what we were just talking about a minute ago. Go ahead, Cindy, what you got going on? And welcome to the show. Where the heart's at in the chat room. Hey, where the heart's at in the chat room. Turned down for what? Why not?
Yes, Robert, I know there are certain packages when it comes to the Wi-Fi.
So, Cindy, what Wi-Fi did you get? What Wi-Fi did you get? Did you get you said you got the top of the line, but did you get the top of the line?
Because there's some Wi-Fi that you can get for like just the day or whatever. Yeah, I got it for all the 5 days, whatever it was. I paid like $230 for Wi-Fi. It's ridiculous.
Remember that cruise that SennyJ and Miss Miko on that Fugazi cruise? They left from Brooklyn, went around to Staten Island, and came right back for 5 days. It was the worst trip that they ever been on their life. It was corny as hell. My man Ching Ching Production was on the cruise, and it was horrible. It was a terrible cruise they went on. And if you're speaking of cruises, I got a cruise for you. December 28th, 29th, at the end of this year, to January 5th, we're bringing in the new year on sea.
Oh, finally, Shawn's letting us know about a cruise we can actually still book.
I want everybody in the building. Cindy, I need you, Miko, everybody. We're gonna celebrate the new year on sea. I'll put all the information in the group room and also in the on my personal page and all that. So y'all come on out and celebrate. Go ahead, Cindy.
That's so funny. Okay, yeah. So the first story that I'm going to get into, Wendy Williams. She seemingly moved down to Florida. Somebody who was friends with her or a colleague, because I'm like, how good of a friend are you if you didn't even know she moved? So I just thought that was very interesting. During a recent segment, Miss Jones, who is on the Block morning show, she reportedly shared that she attempted to do a wellness check on Wendy Williams after she was calling her and I guess trying to get in contact with her and kept getting stonewalled. And it was at the request of many of their shared friends. When she attempted to enter the apartment building that Wendy resided in, she was told by employees that you're a couple of months late. She's moved. After she alluded to the fact that there was some truth in previous reports that the TV personality was being taken advantage of by people around her. Her adult son, Kevin Hunter Jr., alleged that several of his mother's team members were making decisions on her behalf that he didn't believe she would make if she was of sound mind. So reportedly, they took her, because she's still suffering from Graves' disease. Also, I guess she had a little alcohol and drug addiction, which they said that she was working through. So we don't know if she recovered from that. But she is now currently living, and her bank accounts are still frozen. So she's now living in Florida with her son, taking the time to recover. Her son, oh, I'm sorry. Miss Jones also went on to say, because her family's in Florida and people were coming in her circle that weren't familiar with her and they didn't know, like they couldn't get access to her when they wanted, like I guess family members that were trying to get in touch with her, they moved her down to Florida. So now she's allegedly down there with her son and recuperating. She still also hasn't finished her, she was supposed to start a podcast, you know, the Wendy Williams experience, and we still haven't had that either. So I hope all's well with Wendy. Do you guys still care about Wendy? Or I think it's just sad, her fall from grace. Remember that movie that came out about her in on Lifetime? They should have waited. They could have waited like another year and we could have really got a movie out of that. Maybe we would have got a little bit more detail.
Well, they can always do a part 2. SennyJ, I like to SennyJ, I like to say that Kareem Williams is in the chat room. And Kareem, my beloved nephew, if you need to deliver some smoke to SennyJ, you're more than welcome. 2, Rel Holla, yes, there will be baddies on the cruise. There'll be 2,000 women on the cruise. I don't know how many of them are baddies on the cruise, sir, but I would like to say maybe 5% of them will be baddies. Rel Holla. Rel Holla is a gentleman. If y'all don't know, he only exclusively deal with the baddies. His standards are high. Not mad at him. He's single and he can be in that position. Before we get into Wendy Williams, he can be in that position where he can have these certain requirements for a lady. So Rel, yes, there'll be 1,000 women on the cruise, but I'll be honest with you, maybe 2 to 3% of them will be baddies. But I will tell you what, you have 500 aunties on that bitch. If you went to a auntie / baddie, maybe that would be your cup of tea while you on this cruise.
Now,
Rel, how can
you not find a lady in New York City, Rel?
No, hold on. But Cindy, before we get into the Wendy Williams, I just want to say this. There are aunties, and we say aunties in a loving way. It's a loving way. First, when we used to call women aunties, it was in a negative way. It's not. It's almost a term of endearment. I like to also say that SennyJ, there are aunties out there that are / baddies. So there are aunties. There's a small percent. There's only 1% of aunties that are baddies. A and B. So if you're an auntie and you fall into that category, God bless you. Because the other 90% of the aunties are just regular aunties. Because there are women that are beautiful, SennyJ, their whole lifetime. Like they're beautiful from the time that they're 6 months old until they're 73. We've all known one. But the older a woman gets, the percentages, and I say this respectively, the percentages of bad women or bad bitches drops severely. So I say this, to everyone, and I've said this before. Women from the age of 18 to 30, 18 to 30, 60% of y'all are baddies. From 18 to 30, 60%.
And what age do you consider an auntie?
Hold on. From the age of 40, for the age of 30 to 40, 30 to 40, 30% of y'all are baddies. From the age of 30 to 40. From the age of 50, from 40 to 50, 2% of y'all, 2 out of every 10 of y'all are baddies.
Wow.
And from 50 to 60, only 1% of y'all are baddies, and that goes with the men as well.
Wow.
Okay? So I go back to Rel Holla. I know Rel's looking for baddies, but Rel, there is that from 40 to 50, you have 1%, that's a baddie. And from 30 to 40, you got 3%. So if you look at those percentages, well, I say come on the trip and you have a, a 5% chance of finding a baddie on this cruise. Now, Wendy Williams, uh, and Miss Jones sharing with Wendy Williams about her location, whatever. Where's the traction on that? I think we've all moved on. Wendy has missed that train. Uh, I respectfully say do we care? She can't come out with the podcast. Her bank account is still frozen. Obviously, she still has money. She's living with her son. And I think, yeah, this is a fall from grace. And this is really shocking to say that I think Wendy Williams, for the moment, is deemed irrelevant. And that's terrible because she was, she was an A-lister. And I thought all this was an act with Wendy Williams back in the day. And it's not. She is really sick. And then, she got that pussy, big red foot. There's a lot of pus coming out of it. She got the Frankenstein boot. She got the rhinoceros leg. And we're not doing that.
Leave her alone. I'm not making fun of her appearance because she is suffering with a sickness, but I just think it's really upsetting. Like, I feel bad that she just went out like this. It was like she was sick, her show wasn't on, and then boom, you just never heard from her again. And I don't know. I feel like we're just owed a little bit more. Like, Wendy, go on live. Like, let us know what's really going on, girl. I'm like half and half. Like, some people feel like it's karma because you go around talking to people, throwing shade all the time. Look what happened to you. But then also at the same time, I'm like, she was just trying to do her business. And, she was very, pioneering in the things that she did. So it's just kind of sad to see a legend go out like that. So.
Yeah, Rel Holla, yes, I've fallen out of love with Wendy Williams. Y'all know how I felt about her back in the day. And remember, back in the day in the 90s, Wendy Williams, I thought was actually, attractive young lady. That was the Wendy that I was, that was the Wendy that I was infatuated with. Not the Wendy today. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing pussyfoot. We're not doing, crackhead eyeballs. We're not doing that. And Anna, if you want to go on the cruise, I'll reach out to you at the end of the show and yeah, come on out and hang out with us. The cruise is December the 29th. No, December 28th of this year to January 5th of next year. And we're bringing in the new year on the cruise. We got about 300 to 500 of us already. Come on and turn up. I'll give you all the information. 18 to 30, 60% of y'all are baddies. 30 to 40, 30% of y'all are baddies. 40 to 50, that drops down to 2%. 50 to 60, 1%. Put a number 1 in the chat room if you agree with your boy. Let's go, Senny.
Jeannie Mai.
And Senny, I just want to say this for the record. You fall into that 3% from 30 to 40. Okay? Hang in there, young lady.
I appreciate that, Shawn.
Senny. Hang in there. Senny.
Yeah, because I'm falling off. I'm
Senny. Hang in there, Senny. Senny. Please hang in there. You in the 3% you're hanging on the thread on that 3%. Hang in there, Senny.
Hopefully by December I can get it more together.
No doubt.
Jeannie Mai, you guys know Jeannie Mai. Her and Jeezy are still going through their divorce. She has been throwing some salt in the game regarding their divorce. There was reportedly, I think like a few weeks ago, she was telling the judge that she didn't think that Jeezy would be fit to have the baby stay with him due to him having firearms or something like that. She felt like it wouldn't be safe. So she wanted to amend some things. And right now she wants to hold off on enforcing their prenup because she claims she was rushed into signing it the night before the wedding. The 45-year-old Jeannie Mai and her estranged husband, Jeezy, who's 46. Why does that matter? They're in the middle of a heated divorce battle. According to reports this week, Jeannie Mai requested for the judge presiding over their case to either deny the rapper's recent motion to enforce their prenuptial agreement or delay enforcing it to allow her the opportunity to adequately go over everything. Jeannie Mai claims that she and Jeezy started negotiating the ins and outs of their marriage contract just days before they got married. Allegedly, the prenup was Jeezy's idea, and Jeannie had to rush to find counsel for the negotiation process. The former two reportedly signed the legal document the night before the wedding. Due to the alleged quick pace at which everything moved, Jeannie reportedly wasn't able to properly look over the contract, which was supposed to include details of Jeezy's finances, assets, and liabilities, to ensure she wasn't getting the short end of the stick in the deal. Her legal file said, given the compressed time frame, it was inherently challenging, if not impossible, for either party to engage in comprehensive due diligence, the result being an inability to fully comprehend, scrutinize, and verify the accuracy of the disclosed financial information. In addition, Jeannie says that the only documentation Jeezy presented consisted merely of a personal financial statement with approximate values and his tax returns. She adds that notably absent were the comprehensive supporting financial documents that would provide a transparent and detailed view of his assets, liabilities, and overall financial standing. They said granting her motion to enforce prenup agreement without affording Jeannie the opportunity for comprehensive discovery would compromise the principles of fairness and transparency in equitable proceedings. So currently right now, so I don't know, I guess, she's fighting the validity of the prenuptial agreement, which to me, I don't know. She just seems really hurt because, girl, you already have money. Why are you already doing all this? I'm actually going to look up what is there. I'm going to see who has more money.
Hold on.
You think Jeezy has more money than Jeannie Mai?
Well, welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started. Right, Shawn Harvey Morning Show feature wake up team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. Let's go. And we appreciate you guys in the chat room at the moment. Where the heart sat in the chat room. Hey, the gall and the disrespect of some of these women out here. You have taken the disrespect to a whole nother level. You have signed an agreement on paper in your right state of mind, under no duress at all.
It was rushed.
At your own free will. You knew the numbers and you knew the agreement and you took the pen and you signed it. And you knew what you was getting into. But some of you women out here really feel the sense of entitlement. You really think y'all run the world. That you want to sit there and, like the young people say, we talked about this yesterday. I say this to Jeannie Mai. Are you dumb? You signed an agreement, miss. And whatever the agreement is in the prenuptial agreement is pre. The word is pre. That means before, not after. We made this agreement before we got married. You're right. Cindy's right. You in your feelings. You make money, miss. You're on national syndicated TV shows all over the world. You got to get some kind of coin for that. No money. Yes, you're mad. He dumped you. He moved on. You're a baddie that got dumped. Be a woman and honor the agreement. Now you're going to go to court to now scrutinize the agreement that you signed?
Yeah.
Are you paying for that?
I don't know. Maybe she is.
And who's wrong here? You're wrong, miss. You thought you had this whole situation on lock. You signed the agreement. You thought he wasn't going nowhere. You did something dumb. He cut you off. And how dare he cut you off? You can't get cut off. He cut you off because he couldn't. This is alleged. This is me just talking. He couldn't deal with you and your mother and that whole Viet Cong culture, the Vietnamese culture. He's a black guy. He's from Atlanta. He wants the kids to eat collard greens and lollipops and now laters.
You're not right, Shawn.
But no, you want to do the hang bang saying no.
Oh my God!
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing pork fried rice all the time. We're not doing that.
I can't.
And he needs full custody of. 50-50 split with the child. You signed the agreement. What are we talking about?
I mean,
and if women are sitting there riding on her coattail, it's very disappointing. You signed an agreement. It reminds me of that nightmare that the billionaire Dr. Dre went through. He had to, with that wife, Nicole. Cindy reported on that every day. Nicole wouldn't go away. She's suing all his girlfriends. She wanted to take the motorcycle. She wanted to take the rake in the yard. And she wanted Dre to pay for all of this. It's the same thing. The sense of entitlement with some of these women here, especially high-profile women, are disrespectful. I yield my time.
Well,
I yield my time.
Obviously, the lawyer took it to court because there is something to be said about that. Maybe at least just to bring all financials to the table. But she should have. I mean, and Jeezy's current net worth as of 2023 is showing 10 million. Her net worth is showing about 4 million, 4.5. So, he makes significantly more. But
so what?
If I was her, because obviously you were holding off on signing it, probably because she didn't want to. She probably felt like they didn't need it. That's what I get from Jeannie Mai, because she's like really emotional and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, that would have been even more reason for me to hold off. Well, you bring all your financials since you're over here pressing this issue. And what do you mean you couldn't find a lawyer, girl? Like, shouldn't you guys have those ready and waiting? But there must be something, her lawyer wouldn't have filed it if it's so cut, clear, and dry. So I will follow this story for you.
I don't like this whole situation at all.
She has something to say.
You signed an agreement, young lady.
Well,
you just mad because you got dumped. He dumped you. He didn't
just dump her. He blindsided her.
Yeah, he dumped her. He
blindsided her. And I feel like
same thing.
Well, I mean, that's her prerogative too. I would drag it out too. You ain't just gonna do all that. Yeah, girl. I'm for it. The way he blindsided her, I'm gonna keep blindsiding you in this trial. I'm gonna drag it out. I bet you they ain't gonna get fully divorced until next year.
And not only did he dump you, he continued his book tour. He continued working. You sitting there on the couch, on your pity pot, talking about being a single mother.
Jeannie Mai is very much working. Her show just had one of the highest ratings. She has that new show with Mario Lopez or whatever. She's actually hosting for 3 shows. So
okay,
Jeannie Mai is out there working, getting her.
So you don't then
unbothered. So
then you don't right. So then you don't have no time to be worrying about what Yeezy's doing.
Yeah, she does. We're women. We're great at multitasking. I'll move on to
Jeannie, get you another black guy. Obviously, you like the blacks and you like black rappers. Get you another black rapper. There's plenty of them out there. Our beloved Jeezy has moved on. And I'm a big Jeezy fan, okay? Who doesn't love? Put a number 1 in the chat room if you got love for Jeezy.
I mean, yeah, I like Jeezy.
Put a number 1 in the chat room if you got love for our beloved king.
Yeah, but what has he even been doing? You've been chilling back, being married, and now all of a sudden you come out with a book. What is going on? Very weird.
Fellas, put a number one in the chat room if you inadvertently dumped a baddie. Put a number one. SennyJ, give me 7 number ones. I lived a long life. When you dump a baddie, it's a whole different dynamics than dumping a regular broad or ugly chick.
Men dump baddies all the time. They cheat on them all the time because they're never satisfied. I think that is something that needs to be talked about. Why are men never satisfied? What's wrong with y'all?
Fellas, put a number one in the chat room if you lived the life like your boy and you dumped a baddie. I dumped a baddie back in the day from Western Projects in the Bronx, New York, 169 and 3rd Avenue. She was bad, tall, light skin. Everybody wanted her. We was dating and it was all good. And guess what? One day I woke up and I was like, we're done.
Horrible.
We're done.
But it's your right. You can dump whoever you want.
But, City, there is a certain gratification when you dump a baddie. It goes to a whole nother level. Not only does it go to a whole nother level, it's also almost honorable in the streets, in these relationship streets, when a dude dump a baddie. Why you think we looking at our beloved Yeezy and we like, yo, why did you dump her, bro? She got everything. But then at the same time, we look at him like, wow, he has the capabilities of dumping a baddie. Some men are not built like that.
Ralph Holla.
What happened?
No, I said it was rumored that she was with Mario Lopez, but they both came out and said that was very not true. They were just
that's not true.
They were hosting a new show together.
Mario Lopez is not built for that life.
Yeah, Mario Lopez is very faithful, wife beautiful, kids beautiful. I love Mario Lopez.
Cindy, since you're in the 3% of the baddies at the moment, may you hold on to that. Cindy, have you been inadvertently dumped?
Well, my children's father cheated on me, so I think that's dumping somebody when you cheat on them. So yes, I have been.
Okay.
So.
Okay, everybody in the chat room, could you give SennyJ hearts in the chat? Pray emojis in the chat room. As a baddie, she's been dumped.
I'm still recovering from it. So.
Excuse me?
I said I'm still recovering. So thank you so much. It's given me very much trust issues. So thank you for that. Thank you to all the men who do that. We love it. Give us more.
And Cindy, you know what? Before you move on, Cindy, it's not right to bring the wreckage from one relationship onto another relationship. So I hope you're not doing that in these streets, okay?
I'm not even dating, Shawn. What are you talking about? I'm not bringing anything anywhere. I just be at the house.
Yo, you like this on the wall.
Period. It just, and then you guys you all were able to witness what happened when I did decide to date. Got love bombed by a narcissist. So I just think I'm just gonna leave the dating alone for a while, just be by myself.
Well, Cindy, I'd like to say thank you for allowing us to go on that ride with you when you was dating the narc.
It was kind of like out of my hands because he forced everybody to know that we were dating. So I kind of just had to roll with it. I am never telling anybody that I do a podcast again. A guy that I meet, I'm never dropping that little gem of information. Never again. It's like, whoa.
All right, Cindy, what else you got?
Okay, so in North Carolina, a school district is asking 225 teachers to return $1,250 worth of bonuses that they mistakenly received. What is going on here? A North Carolina school district in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg school district is in the hot seat after issuing bonuses to teachers only to ask for the extra money back On January 12th, 225 teachers received over $1,200 in bonuses on their checks. 5 days later, the Charlotte School District caught the processing error. The money was meant for new educators as a recruitment incentive. The school district contacted the vet teachers about returning the bonuses on January 18th. In total, the payroll mistake cost the school district $281,250 in bonuses. They said these 225 teachers are not new to the area and should not have received the bonus. Instead, the school district planned to issue monthly funds for the critically needed teachers. These teachers do receive the monthly retention critical shortage differential in the amount of $200 a month. However, the recruitment bonus was inadvertently processed as well this month in error. The school district is requiring the teachers to return the bonuses in total. However, they have given two options to do so, which is considering some teachers might have used the fund during the 5 days they were unaware of the processing error. They said the option of repaying the bonus in a lump sum from their February check. So like this check coming up, they can repay it all, or they may choose a payment plan with deductions over 3 months. The school district supervises over 20,000 teachers, support staff, and administrators across 184 schools. The district did not reveal whether they considered allowing the impacted teachers to keep the funds. They did, however, offer an apology. They said, "We understand the challenges this error may have caused, and we are committed to working closely with each of the teachers impacted. We value the work of all employees and sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused." People have taken to the school district's website to let them know that the teachers should just keep the money after all they deal with the kids and all this other stuff. But that's all the school is saying at this time. I want to know, if the teachers don't return the money, what's going to happen? Are they going to get fired? Can you just fire a teacher like that? But I guess they're going to take it out of their check anyway. So in this February check, if you don't give it back, they're just going to take it out of your account. Take it out of your check.
I would love to see the hearts in the chat room. Welcome to the show. This is a late edition, but we are 100% committed, and we truly appreciate you. Comedy in Harlem, March the 2nd. Come hang out with me and your boy Shawn Harvey and the rest of the crew. March the 2nd, that's a Saturday. Doors open up at 7, showtime 8. March the 9th, come out here to Bethlehem at game time. You know what's going down. Doors open up at 6, showtime 7. Matter of fact, February the 10th, we're at game time. That show is halfway sold out already. You can see myself and my man Chink for some tickets. I'm not going over the comedy lineup of what I'm doing. I'll post it on my page because that would take up the whole show. So we're done with that. We're doing the bowling charity. We're doing the bowling event April the 13th at Bar Dunn Lanes in Eastern Pennsylvania. Well, you need to come on out, man, and bring a team. Bring Harlem to Eastern Pennsylvania. Man. I'm calling on everybody in the chat room to come on out. Rel, Rel, you could name your bowling team the Baddies.
Oh my God.
Since you're such an advocate of it, and I appreciate you, brother. That's Sunday, April the 14th. Come on now, Harlem. Rel, bring a team out. Cindy, how much money was inadvertently given to these teachers?
$1,250.
That paper's light. Rel, bring a team. It's you could bring up from 4 to 6 people. It's $20, $20 to $25 a lane. Come on now, get your t-shirts on, Baddies. I think Rel got a podcast as well. Bring your podcast out here, man. Come bring your team out and let's bowl. Rel, hit me up after the show. Prentice, come on out as well. It's Sunday. I know Prentice, you get heavy money on Sundays, but take a Sunday off and come to Pennsylvania, brother. Eastern Pennsylvania.
You inviting people to Pennsylvania is crazy to me. But go ahead.
Say that again?
Nothing.
You said people driving to Pennsylvania is crazy to you?
Yes.
Why?
Because there's nothing here.
Cindy, we're here.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm always trying to get out. But go ahead. It sounds funny. Tell people to come from New York City to PA.
Yeah, but the people in New York City need a New York City break. So Pennsylvania is close enough for them to drive to take a break to head back to the hood, and all in the same day.
Right.
Uh,
Y'all are brave.
$1,250, right?
Right.
That paper's too light. If you have the ways and means to give it back, just give it back. Now, but if you don't have the ways and means, you're gonna get caught up with the payment plan.
Ralph said he would quit and go to another school. That's what I thought too. But is it worth it to quit and look for another job for $1,200?
Exactly. It doesn't make sense. 12,000, 150,000. Yeah, that makes sense. Not the either give the 1,250 back or do whatever you want with the 1,250. Listen, you could take the 1,250 and put it on the Baltimore Ravens -3.
Right, or the Chiefs. Go Chiefs.
Or the Chiefs. Like,
I mean,
you want to compound that money, but it's trying to double it up. But it's not enough money to jeopardize your job. Yes. And if they're like, yo, we made this mistake and, we're going to take the money out your bank account, out of your check anyway, because they got that power, because guess what? You work there. That's what I would do. You know what? I would milk it. I'll go, you know what? I'm going to keep the money. Cindy, I'm going to do a 2-part payment plan. Take the 600, whatever, the first check. Take the other 6 the next check. Cindy, how would you break that down? You got 3 options. Pay the 1,200 in full, 2 parts, or the payment plan. Which one would you go? Which one would you choose?
Like, realistically, I would just pay the lump sum because I probably wouldn't have spent it. I'd be the dumb one calling the school like, did y'all mean to send me $1,200? Because you get that much extra in your check, they're going to be asking for it back. So I would probably just give it in one lump sum because I probably wouldn't have spent it. But at the also too, I mean, that's why people are upset, because it opens up that conversation. Why do you have this much money to give away to somebody that's new, but you're only giving teachers that have been there, that are still going through it, only $200 to keep them? Maybe if you were retaining them with more money per month, you wouldn't have teachers that left in the first place, where you have to give such a large incentive to get new teachers to get in there. So, I mean, it just shows you like how much people don't value the teachers and what they do. Why would you give that amount of money to why don't you give the new teachers a $200 sign-in bonus and give the teachers that have been there $1,000 retaining? You don't think that would retain some teachers who are getting cursed out every day?
How much was the sign-in bonus that was given to the teacher?
$1,250.
For one teacher?
I guess per teacher. They said it was for their new teacher thing. That's
right. But they added on another $1,200 on that by accident.
The $1,200 went to the teachers that already worked there. I guess it was some type of accounting error. Somebody pressed enter and took it out of one account and sent it to another one, which is also a gross negligence on the school district's part. Like, who's working in the accounting office?
That I do agree with. Maybe there might be some disciplinary action to someone that works in the office. But teachers who I think is an honorable job, I believe that, they're out here molding these minds, and you got to be built different to be an educator. But 90% of these folks don't make any money.
I don't know.
Should they had just said, you know what, should they had said, fine, just keep the 1,200, 1,250. We're gonna get the other 1,250, and everybody going about their day. Yes, that would be a really great thing to do, because some of the, obviously we've been through this. We talked about this on multiple occasions, where a lot of these school districts have payrolls and budgets of millions and billions of dollars, especially New York City. We went through that.
Right.
But in this particular school district, they don't believe that. They want that money back, and how we're going to do this. And you got choices. You can either give it all back, you could do a 2-part payment plan, or you could do a multiple payment plan. So, Cindy, I go back to that question. Which one you're doing? Multiple payment plan? You giving it all back? Oh, that's right. You said you was giving it all back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. And shout out to all the teachers out there. God bless you. You're breaking up fights. You're getting cursed out. It's a lot. That's a tough job, man. And
especially today. Like kids today, they have no respect. Except my kids. My kids have respect. But like right? Like what I've seen, I don't know what any incentive there is right now for somebody to be a teacher. If my kids told me they wanted to be a teacher, I'd be like, are you for real?
yeah.
I would highly steer them away from that. So
Sunday, April the 14th, y'all come on out to Eastern Pennsylvania. We bowling from 1 in the afternoon to 4 in the afternoon. We got a pre-event from 12 noon to 1 in the afternoon. Y'all come on out and bowl. Cindy's been there. We've had a great time. We'll put all the information in the chat room this weekend. Take that short trip out from New York City. Come out to Eastern Pennsylvania. Let's do it up.
Yeah, you guys, come on. Come out here. And bring your single guy friends. That's what you should do. Every team needs to have a single guy on there.
You think every team should have a legit single guy on the team?
Yeah, single for real, for real. Not he left his wife at home.
Hey, Rel Holler, if you're still in the chat room, bro, but why don't you just bring, because Rel's single. Rel, why don't you bring, a team of single guys? Now, Rel, I'm just saying, it is Eastern Pennsylvania that, no disrespect to Eastern Pennsylvania. Like we have one baddie for every 17 square miles.
Yo, I cannot.
There's one baddie for every 17.4 miles in Eastern Pennsylvania. So maybe you might want to bring your single guys and some single girls. Go ahead, sing.
Yes. The last story that I have for you guys, or the next one that I was gonna say,
Eastern Pennsylvania has one baddie for every 17.4 miles.
Well, they're in New York and can't find anything, so it really shouldn't matter where they go then. How many people are in New York City? 2 million?
No, it's 8 to 10 million people in New York City.
Look at that. And why are people walking around single with 8 to 10 million people? I mean, if you can't make it there, I don't know what to tell you.
Cindy, how many baddies you think there are in New York City per square mile?
I mean, given the number, has to be at least 5 to 10,000.
So you saying in New York City, before you go into the last one.
What do you mean, like Manhattan or all 5 boroughs combined?
I mean all 5 boroughs. You can't say 17 miles because geographically New York City is about 20, 30 miles wide. Pause. In New York City, and a 1 mile radius, 1 mile. A 1 mile radius, SennyJ. You've been to New York plenty of times. You even lived there. You didn't know you lived there, but you was living there. Cindy was living on Times Square and didn't even know it.
Oh, I knew. I missed it.
Cindy, and a square mile in New York City. How many baddies per square mile in New York City? On the average.
I don't know. I would say like at least like 500. At least
500 baddies in 1 square mile in New York City. Are you serious? Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. As the young folks would say, and I say this respectfully, are you dumb?
At least 250. There's a lot of beautiful women in New York.
250 baddies in
how many would you say?
In New York City?
Yeah.
That includes the baddie aunts, all the baddies.
Anything you consider a baddie.
Okay. I would say, from just my experience,
because Bernice
in a 1 mile square radius in New York City, SennyJ, there would be at least 3 baddies. 3 to 5 baddies.
Please, Shawn.
7 baddies. Now, see, let me ask you this question. In the Stroudsburg area in the Poconos.
7.
Are you saying?
And we're talking from Mount Pocono, Saylorsburg, whatever. We're talking about from Long Pond to the Delaware Toll Bridge. Okay? And if y'all don't know, that's like 50, 60 mileage, 50, 60 miles of baddie of area. Okay, that's about an hour of area. 7.
Oh my!
Included. Okay.
Oh, so City, are you saying, including yourself, there's only 7 baddies in the whole Pocono region?
Yes.
From the Delaware Toll all the way to Mount Pocono.
Come see for yourself. Come see for yourself.
Oh my God.
I can't. For real.
What else you guys did before we get out of here? Remember, we're doing the bowling tournament. That's April the 14th, Bar Dunn Lanes, Eastern Pennsylvania. Bring a team. Guys, Cindy.
Yes. Okay, so the final story that I have. This one is just really weird, and I want to present it to you guys because I'm going to be following it, and I think like some more stuff is coming out. But 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans were found frozen to death in their friend's backyard 2 days after their last sighting. The remains of 3 Missouri men were found in a backyard after they reportedly froze to death following a visit to their friend's home. Law enforcement in Kansas City are investigating the deaths of 3 men after they were found outside of a home. 2 of the bodies were discovered in the backyard, and 1 was found on the back porch of the residence 2 days after they were last seen. However, police are saying that foul play is not suspected and the deaths are not being investigated as homicides. But the circumstances surrounding the fatalities still remain unclear. The 3 men arrived at the home of their friend. His name is Jordan Willis, shortly after 9 p.m. on January 7th to celebrate a game that saw the Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Las Vegas Raiders. Mr. Willis reportedly went to bed and had no knowledge that his friends had died until police showed up at his door on January 9th and found the remains. Although a cause and manner of death have not been confirmed pending their autopsy, it was an attorney for Mr. Willis said the men seemingly died by hypothermia. That weekend, Kansas City saw below freezing temperatures that reached in the teens. His lawyer is saying that it was a mystery how the 3 bodies went undiscovered. He said Jordan had absolutely nothing to do with their deaths. He does not know the timing or manner of their deaths, nor does he know how or when they exited his house. He had no knowledge that they remained in his backyard or that they would need medical attention. Mr. Willis was unaware that loved ones had even been trying to locate his 3 missing friends. 2 cars that belonged to his friends were parked in the street, but Mr. Willis didn't notice the cars because they weren't parked in his driveway. 2 people came to his house, however. He did not hear them, and he sleeps with earbuds in and a loud fan. One of those people, who is the wife of one of the deceased, tried to reach him via Facebook Messenger, but he didn't see the message until after the police visited him. The KCPD is investigating whether alcohol or drugs were involved, but they said it's not being investigated as a homicide.
Cindy, they were frozen to death where again? I'm sorry.
In his backyard.
They were watching the game? And what were they doing in the backyard?
I don't know. They were in the house, I guess, watching the game, and they left, but he didn't know when they left. How do you go to bed and not know if your friends are still in your house? You was just like, all right, guys, and went up to your room, put your earbuds in, and went to sleep? Who sleeps with earbuds in? That's wild. But,
and they found them frozen in the backyard?
Yes. And since this, Homeboy has moved out of the house. He was renting that house and he's moved out.
Mm.
Very, very interesting. But I don't know. I mean, how could he have killed them if they were all three in the backyard? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess they won't be seeing this weekend's game and shit. Thanks for sharing that story. And I think we can chalk this up on 10,000. You remember that show, 10,000 Stupid Ways to Die? I think we could put that on underneath that.
Well, I think what people think happened is maybe they were doing some illicit drugs in the backyard and then maybe kind of like got stuck there. I know it wasn't weed.
Okay. Right. It wasn't weed, no doubt.
So maybe we'll see. Rel said he put something in their drinks. Maybe. But why would you want to kill your friends?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, football. I'll be keeping my eye on this. Good old football.
Okay, speaking of football and speaking and rest in peace to these guys. Cindy, could you look up the football predictions for this weekend? We have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens, right? And we have the Detroit Lions. And who are the Detroit Lions? Oh, the 49ers. We got the Detroit Lions playing against the 49ers, the Baltimore Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs. Detroit is going to play in San Francisco. This is a home game for San Francisco and also a home game for the Ravens. Let's give some predictions before we get out of here. Put a number in the chat room if you enjoyed the show today. Put a number 2 if you did. We are 100% totally committed to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. April 14th, bowling out here in Easton. March the 2nd, comedy in Harlem. Let's go. And we got the show February the 10th, just a few weeks from now in Game Time in Bethlehem. What's the spread look like on those games, Cindy?
For the the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens, they're at the Ravens, and the Ravens are favored to win
by what?
By 4. And the San Francisco 49ers are favored to win by 7.5.
SennyJ, I'm going to give my predictions, and then as the gentleman that I am, matter of fact, as the gentleman that I am, we're going to go with ladies first. You give your predictions, or should I give mine first, SennyJ?
I'm going to give mine first. I'm going to say, well, you guys,
I'm going to write it down, Cindy.
In the beginning of 2023, I won with the Chiefs. And they're so close again now. So I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to win.
Money line or the spread?
I'll go with the Chiefs, that they're going to win by 2.
+2?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to win by 2 or more.
No, they're going to lose by less than 1 or lose by 2.
Okay. What, you think they're going to lose? I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Okay, you said plus points with the Chiefs?
Well, no, I just said they're going to win by 2.
Oh, you just want to do money line with the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Okay, for them just to straight up win.
Right.
Okay, Cindy, I'm going to jump out the window with this one. You said the Ravens were minus what?
-4.
I'm jumping out the window. I think the Ravens is going to beat the crap out of them.
Why do you guys think that?
The Ravens, man, especially at home, you see what they did to the Texans the week before, the way they finished off the season, the way they stomped out the 49ers, like they have just been on a roll. Their quarterback's going to be the MVP. I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens -4. What's the next game?
Are these going to be the teams that go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, whoever wins go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay.
I'm taking the Ravens -4. You taking Kansas City +2? No, Kansas City money line.
Yeah, Kansas City -2. Can I do that?
Wait a minute. What do you mean? That's the spread? Is Kansas City -2?
No, but that's what I would do. They're +4. Kansas City is +4.
So you're saying that, okay, so you're saying that Kansas City is going to win by 3 points and better.
By 2 points and better, yeah.
Interesting. I'm taking Baltimore -4. I think they're going to win. I think they're just going to win the game outright and beat the crap out of them.
I think Patrick Mahomes is going for another win. You go,
okay.
boy.
Now let's get to the next game, Cindy.
The 49ers are favored to win by 7.5.
Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
Oh, I mean, I don't really know anything about these teams, but I would say the Detroit Lions, because the 49ers, aren't they like an old team that like never go to the Super Bowl?
So the 49ers are hot right now, Cindy. They are not playing. They are kicking ass all over the place. And they in the middle of the season, they were slumping. I think they lost 3 in a row. But since then they've been winning until they ran into the Ravens, and the Ravens beat the crap out of them. And then they've been on this winning streak. So you're taking the
Lions.
The line. What are you taking them? The points or the money line?
I would take just the money line with the Lions.
You think the Lions are going to go into San Francisco and just win the game?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Right. Why are they even showing up? Right.
They made it. They made it this far. So sure. Why not? It's literally 50-50. So go Lions.
Cindy, I'm going to take your route, but I'm not going to jump out the window like that. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. What is it, +7.5?
Yeah.
I'm taking +7.5. I think that is going to be a close game, but I think the 49ers might edge them out. I don't think the 49ers is going to go in there and beat them by 10 and 20 and 50, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is going to be a close game. I'm taking Detroit +7.5 points.
Whoa. I think people are more emotional with the 49ers, like what they did with the Cowboys. Like, people like that team. So it's like, So I think the Lions are gonna
Cindy, what's the money? Cindy, before we leave, what's the money line on the Detroit game with the 49ers? Because I might want to throw a taste on that with the upset.
It's +275 for the money.
So you're saying out of every $100, you win $275?
Yeah, because it looks like they're the underdog. Thinks they're gonna win. What happened? Oh.
What do you think about that, Cindy? That would be your play.
Or do you want to do the over-under, right?
Go ahead.
Do you guys think the Lions and the 49ers game is going to be over 51.5 points or under 51.5 points? How about
Cindy,
that?
I don't want to bore our listeners with our sports predictions.
Hey, I usually win them. So
I would personally go over 51.5.
Whoa. Football games never really get high in like their sport numbers. So that's kind of crazy because that's the points combined, right?
Yes.
So that means they would each have to score like 23 or 4 points or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, before halftime.
No, I think this is for the whole game.
Yeah, but I'm saying they got to score at least 25 points before halftime to go over that 51.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Detroit +7.5. Cindy's taking Detroit money line to straight win the game. Cindy's also taking Kansas City a -2, and I'm taking Baltimore -4.
You guys heard it here first, folks.
Yo, hey, people, get your money. We giving you free money. Y'all not giving us no money, but we giving you money.
Word. We're trying to help
Sid, you got the
y'all out.
last
We're
word.
doing a community service.
Cindy, you got the last word. Put it number one chat room if you enjoyed the show today. Put it number two if you didn't. Cindy, you got the last word.
Okay, last word, you guys. Going into this great weekend. Looks like it's warming up. It's going to be in the 40s and the 50s, which is exciting. Just remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. Okay? Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yo, could you text that to me? That's dope.
I mean, absolutely, bro. I can send it to you.
Nothing changes unless nothing changes.
Seriously.
We need to put up the poetry. Say it one more time. I'm just doing this. Say it one more time.
Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Ooh, that's smoke.
You see what I'm saying?
Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Take that
As
with
Will
you.
Hollis said in the chat room facts. All right, City, let's wave at these folks. We see you Monday. We are out of here. God bless y'all. And we are out. Let's go. 100% committed.
Bye, guys.